Now let's take you to Kenya, where the president has declared 3 days of national mourning after at least 17 children died in a fire at a school. He said there'd be an investigation into how the disaster happened and that those responsible would be held accountable. 70 children remain unaccounted for following the blaze, which swept through a dormitory in the central county of Nyeri. More than 2,000 people tried to help rescue the children, many of whom were sheltering under their beds. Well, our Africa correspondent Barbara Plett ushers in Nyeri, near the area where the school was located.
The victims were boys between the ages of 9 and 13. They were in the same dorm. 156 boys were in this dorm, and the fire took hold overnight. So they were sleeping, which is why I think we have the number of casualties that we do. Many of them were able to escape. Of course, as you said, 17 children have been confirmed dead, but many were able to escape. Some were injured and have been taken to hospital. And of course, you have the parents coming to the school, trying to find out what happened to their children. The school, of course, being located here in the countryside. We're near it, just a few miles away. And they have been told that the missing children, that's quite a high number who have been unaccounted for, doesn't mean they're necessarily perished, as the deputy president said. It might mean that they had taken refuge at the houses of some of the community members who rushed to try and rescue them and put out the fire alongside the firefighters. Also, you have the possibility that other parents came to the school and picked up their children when they heard about this tragedy. So the government is appealing to both the neighbors and the parents to try to report children, locate where the children are so they can find out what happened to these 70, but they're also afraid that the death toll may rise because some of the bodies are burnt beyond recognition and will have to be identified by DNA tests.
Devastating story, isn't it, Barbara? Do we know more about what caused the fire?
We don't. There's been no word in terms of the cause. The government, the president, has said there will be a very thorough investigation. An investigative team is at work and has promised that those responsible will be held accountable. It has to be said that there are actually many school fires in Kenya over the past years. Some of them have been related to poor safety standards, overcrowding, that sort of thing. For example, there was another school fire just here in this county yesterday on Friday, and that, according to local media, was due to an electrical fault and thankfully didn't result in any casualties. The other reason that has been cited quite often is arson, and that has sometimes involved the students themselves starting the fires, sometimes because they're protesting a workload, they're protesting against poor conditions, or other reasons. And so we don't know what caused this one. It is something that will be quite a focus for now anyway, because this incident has drawn national attention. But clearly what matters to the families, primarily of those who don't know where their children are yet, is to make sure their children are safe, and then to also be able to mourn the loss of those who have died in this very shocking and sudden and violent death.